That's metal too.
Yeah.
Damn.
That's what most of the roofs here are made out of. It's like, I can't believe the firemen aren't here blowing this out.
I know. I don't know what's going on.
Well, there's no cell service. There's no internet. Like,
Right, but this fire is huge.
I know. It's
Like,
just jumping everywhere.
I'm sure they know it's here, right?
Look at this.
Like, this is... Oh, fuck.
God damn it. His motorcycle's gonna catch. That's alright, let it burn. Just get out of there.
It took us like 30 minutes to get out of our neighborhood. And usually takes us, you know, turning out of your neighborhood doesn't take long.
Oh God, that's catching fast. Alright, everybody, let's go. It's go time.
Did you have a to-go bag ready or just your stuff?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So you'd
We
already...
had to-go bags ready because we knew maybe worst case scenario, just in case, you know, we packed a few things, just like, you know, bare essentials. And if thankfully, I mean, we thought, because we saw the fire and we're like, this might get really bad, so I grabbed like my ID, the cash I had on me, my diploma, my phone, chargers, tons of water, like 12 water bottles I fit in my backpack. So my backpack was pretty heavy, but we just grabbed everything that was in immediate need.
How'd you guys end up at the waterfront? Like, what led you guys there? Were you just being chased by the fire and that's where you were?
Yeah, we were just being chased because we tried to get back in our car and try to drive away from it, and then we just got trapped from the people getting out of their car. So we just jumped in the water because we were right next to it.
You got it. It's all you.
Thank God. Wow. I can't believe how... Whoa! Yeah, it was just backed up all the way to Front Street, and we were debating on going left or right on Front Street, and we went right originally and then parked our car at this children's church. I think it's called Children of the Rainbow. Dude!
Milo, put your earbuds in.
It's gonna be fine.
It's fine. The firemen are right here.
It's just... Wow. Tried to run up and out to head north, but that was totally blocked by just fallen things, debris.
Milo, we're trying to get there, honey. I can't.
Fine.
We're fine. We just have to
It'll be
get out
alright.
of this traffic. Oh no. Don't say oh no.
It's gonna be fine. The firemen are right here. They're not gonna let...
They're not gonna let anything.
So we ran back, got in our car, and tried to drive left on Front Street, and it was just totally blocked up, and no cars were moving.
I just can't freaking see.
Yeah, just put your phone down. I'll video. Okay, we're moving a little bit. That's good.
That's good. Well, now we got out of the danger stuff.
There's another engine.
We're not letting anyone up. We're just trying to get out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Go ahead, fire truck. It's all you. Get 'em, boys. It's freaking nuts. Now we're out of it.
We can see now.
Okay.
I can't believe that. It was
Holy.
like black. That was crazy. Wow.
Ooh.
We're good now.
Yep, we're good. We're out.
Damn.
That was intense.
That was a little scary for a minute.
Oh shit, the road's closed. Guess we go straight. Oh, this poor guy has to direct traffic.
Oh, wow. Here's another engine. It's good. They're just on the corner chugging a beer. I respect it. It'll be alright.
The fire was on our street.
Yeah. It is on our street.
Yeah.
It was right next to our car.
Right.
Could have reached out and touched it.
The guy in front of us jumped out of his car and started hitting it with his slipper.
Yeah, I saw that. That little, dead grass area that has that little pillar up on it, that caught fire really
I
fast.
saw it. It was like, boom.
Yeah.
We should have brought the fire extinguisher.
I didn't even know we had one.
It's under the sink. I don't know which way to go. I guess just keep going away from the fire.
Yeah, I don't really think it matters. Both sides, to the left and the right, are on fire. White smoke starting to come, which means fire's starting to die out. Fucking scary. We're gonna be okay. We're in the ocean. It's gonna be. Oh. Both sides, to the left and the right, are on fire.
Oh my God. Fuck. Jesus, fuck. When we left, when the fire was coming, in that moment, I don't think I thought that
I thought we were gonna have to get out of the car and like run away.
Yeah, because up at this, we'll show you the intersection. It was almost blocked, and we almost couldn't make it. We thought at that point we were gonna have to get out of the car and run. But no, I didn't think we'd be able to come back.
No.
We saw like fire was coming right to it, and yeah, it was very scary. That way is blocked.
Which way?
Like if we're trying to go onto the poly.
I cut the hole through here. I grabbed my fucking bolt cutters, you know what I mean? I grabbed the bolt cutters, came over here, chop, 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 chop. Fuck yeah. You know, I'm not going that way, I'm going this way. These guys were the fire people were going, okay, down here, and there's flames going all over it. I go, fuck that, I ain't going that way. They go, you know another way? I go, yeah, I cut a hole right through here.
So you...
And see, that's where my clothes I sat down, where those hangers are right there, that's where they went poof. And I was running about right there, and I just dived down like this. I had a shirt on, you know, I fucking dived down and just did a belly thing like this, because I know the air, you got to get down, you know what I mean?
So you were you just dove into the water there?
Yeah, right, lay down, because you stand up, they hit you, you're dead. You go burst in the flame, you know what I mean? Like, fuck, I'm hoping, oh.
Was it just about this much water when you were in it?
Yeah.
And so that was enough. Do you think if that wasn't there, would you have survived without the water?
Nope, I don't think so. Maybe not.
So just enough of a trickle, it was enough to save you?
Yeah, right there, that was caught over. I got wet, and you know what I mean? And I just was, and I was lucky right then that the wind was, because when the wind would blow this stuff and blow the fire down, it would be balls. It looked like I'd never seen nothing in my life.
Like fire hail?
Yeah, fire hail. Coming at you, it's 70, 50 mile an hour wind, and you're like, whoa, you know, and when I seen that blow like that, I never seen nothing like that. It was like, if you threw a match on like a charcoal fire, just like when you throw a match, that's what it went like, boom, and it was gone. And I had stuff that was like pictures of my father and mother that are dead, you know what I mean? And I thought, and I seen it go like that, and I was like, fucking, oh, this is serious. You know, it's dodgeball with death. Yeah, the fireball, dodgeball with death. Whenever I seen that thing right there, it'd go like that, poof. And then I heard people, when I seen the pictures the next day of people, I thought, oh crap, if that thing hit me right there, I was poof. You know, I just did the belly dive right there, woo, down. I probably see my stuff down there where I like that blanket. There's a blanket right there where it was covered me of wet. That wet blanket right there covered me one time. You know what I mean? I knew all those spots where that I had there. That thing right there covered me right there. But I'd have to go, yeah, because there's just little ones would come and bam, bam. I got shirt that burned right through them. Go right through.
And do you have any injuries on you at all? Like?
Not really. Nothing.
Oh.
Yeah. Next day I was like.
So we were in our car, like circling the parking lot, like trying to escape like fireballs. It get all black and like It was crazy.
Yeah.
It was so crazy. But
And then
then
went through the
he had a
cut.
truck parked on the other side, so we went through the watershed thing, like with the fire department, and I got in the truck, and then he went back to get some stuff, and he didn't come back out.
Yeah. Thank you.
But he didn't
Yeah.
come back out, so I thought he died. Like literally, I thought he died.
But
Because
there
he
were
went
other
back
people
in
stuck up in
and
here,
like didn't
so
come
I
back out.
tried to help them
And there was
and-
no other escape.
I think we weren't the first in the water, but we were some of the first. I think like the first 5, there was us 3 and then like another family. It was just crossing, you know, crossing the street. Things were starting to light on fire right behind us. Like the only way to go was in the water.
That seems like a very last-ditch effort to
Absolutely.
to put yourself in that situation, to jump in the water. That moment of like going, what did you guys talk about, or you're just like, let's go, or how did that work?
A little bit. We were up in the Lahaina outlets because we ran up in there and tried to run through the Lahaina outlets, but it was blocked. So we ran back and we kind of all froze for like a split second, and we were like, what do we do? And we're like, because we mentioned before, like if things get really bad, we can always jump in the water. We mentioned that a few times. And so we ran back down, and we took refuge in this person's like yard for a few seconds just to collect ourselves. It was right by the water. And we knew we could jump in if we needed to, and yeah, we were like, I think it's time. Like we should get in the water.
What'd you have with you when you jumped in? You had I saw you grabbed one of those hats that the guy makes there.
Yeah, I just had nothing on me. Like my hat fell into the water, so I just found another one where I put my bag, and that's just about it. I just had my shirt and my pants.
And you had a mask or clothes, or what did you use
So
for that?
I actually have the thing I used to cover my face. I wrapped this end around and used the arms to tie it around, and you can see like as I pulled it up, even behind, you can see all that.
Let's see this in the sun. There we go. So that's what you're breathing through, all that smoke and stuff that was caught by the t-shirt.
Wow, that's crazy to see. I haven't looked at that yet. He had his backpack with him, his backpack he just got for school. He stashed it in this cave on that shoreline. I had my backpack with all my stuff. I put it on my front. That's what I was videoing on, like this. My mom had her backpack with, you know, our documents and stuff like that, and that's it.
So you have at least some water with you.
Yep, I had water. I brought all our water. It was in my backpack.
What were those the conditions like, though? Because I mean, you're talking about hurricane force winds. The waves must have been crashing into you as well, but you're just in the moment of watching what's unfolding in front of you.
Thankfully, immediately after we got in, the water was okay. The wind, though, was, I mean, everyone saw it spread in minutes down to Front Street. The wind was going crazy. I mean, I don't know how fast, but hurricane force winds. I mean, it was bad. And yeah, like you said, his like fitted hat blew straight off his head, and like, you know, it was, you know, palm trees bending over, wind, like I said, roof panels coming off. It was that windy. We were just trying to like cover our eyes because of the smoke and
also I assume
all that.
like the sparks, right?
Yeah.
I heard somebody describe it like fire hail.
Yeah, I would absolutely. I could see that, especially when we were coming down Lahaina Luna Road. It was just like shooting. I heard someone describe it as like someone throwing like baseballs of fire. It was exactly like that. Front Street's gonna look so different. That's gonna be crazy. And some pieces were really big, like embers like that big. Big chunks of whatever. So we were lucky enough to be in the water, so even like we made sure our hair was wet was one thing, because I saw someone their hair caught an ember and started like little spark, you know, could have become bad, and their friend like wet their hair. So I was like, wait, we got to get our hair wet. And you know, of course we're in the water, so most of our limbs, I mean, I was how far above the water were you, do you think? How much of the
right here?
That's about where I was, because I was crouching down, because my mom and him are shorter than me, so I was about here too. So we knew like, if we were like this, our hands were covered, our faces were okay from the embers. You're gonna be okay, Milo. Milo, your mask is dirty, it's better. Holy fuck.
Should I just wash it?
Yeah, just wash it. It's kind of like when you open an oven and you're kind of like, imagine if you're like grabbing, cookies out of the oven and that is blowing on you. That's what it felt like. That's very accurate.
What was the main thing that kept running through your mind when you're in there? Are you worried about your life? You're just not getting burned? You're worried about your dad? Like what's really, each other? What were you, what was going through your mind?
Immediately after we jumped in, we all, I think, felt some relief because we felt that we were safe in the water. He was worried about our dad a lot because he works in Lahaina. So we were wondering if he was still at his shop in Lahaina or what was going on with that. Thankfully he was up country. But also our mom, we were both very worried about our mom, and that's kind of what kept us occupied, was making sure her breathing, because she gets migraines really bad from stuff like smoke, and her eyes are super sensitive to stuff like that. So we were worried about her eyes and her breathing. So that was our main concern.
What were the conversations like in the water?
That's a good question. We wanted to save our breath, so we tried to only like say things that were necessary. So we were just telling people that or we're telling ourselves, and I was trying to reiterate, and all of us, like a mantra, like it's gonna be okay, we're gonna get out of this, like we're safe in the water. Don't look at the fat, don't look. Look this way, this is good. It's gonna be okay. It's all right. Because that was helping me. For me, helping people, and especially them, helps me stay calm. So I just kept it was for them to keep them okay, but it was also for me to keep myself okay.
It was like reinforcing that
completely.
In your mind that you're gonna be okay. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. What are you gonna remember the most from that experience in the water?
Probably just how smoky it was. That's probably just the main thing, just how smoky it was.
When you see the videos, that's when the smoke was the most clear and you could see.
The famous blue Maui water, now black with soot and burnt wood crashing against the shore. It doesn't matter if you're rich, poor, unknown, or famous. Disasters hit anyone, including Fleetwood's. This is the Drummer Fleetwood Mac's famous restaurant right on Front Street, completely gone. This is a landmark that people around the world have been concerned about when they heard about the fire here. The banyan tree. It's been here for 150 years. When it was planted in 1873, it was only 8 feet tall. Now it takes up over a city block. These trees are unusual in the fact that they not only grow up, but they also grow out. And so while these look like individual trees, it's actually part of the same tree. These trunks are part of the same original tree. The shoots come in from the canopy and they grow up from the ground. And this is what you get after 150 years. How resilient will this tree be? It's still standing, but you can see all the foliage, the light branches, they're burnt to a crisp. You can see the county had the water truck in, spraying, trying to get water to these roots, hoping and praying that it'll survive for many more years to come.
When it started, I was over by Fleetwood.
And so
I just came right down here, and there was people that looked so kind of relaxed in full clothing, and I was too hot. I took my clothes off, I put my bags inside,
there was flames and, well, charcoal coming in, flaming, but it didn't get to me. But by the end, it smelled like I was sucking gas, and not air or water.
So what was it like? So you took shelter, you said, right in the women and men's restrooms?
Yeah, and the men's right around the corner, right in there. You can look, but
Can you show me?
I don't know if I should go in there now, but I will look. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think anybody's in there, so.
I'll walk around the men's after.
So what made you come in here?
Oh, the wind was a little bit better, and there was a pipe on this side, and there was a fire going into this side, and then it kind of switched by the end of the night. I went into the other side and slept, and it was calm, so I kind of switched just one time out of here.
So this is where you were?
Yeah, right in there. Yeah, and then I went into the other side and put my bags in there, and I thought, oh, to put them on a hook or something, but I put them on the ground and it was calmer.
Did you hear like a roar? Did it sound any particular way?
No, I did hear that, and sometimes you couldn't tell whether it was the ocean or a fire, like kindling almost, like when it starts to get scary. Or if the kids around, it's scary, you know, but I couldn't tell if it was the ocean or the fire sometimes.
Did you think about jumping into the water?
No, it was all, their boats were still there. Even this one, the light was on last night, it scared me. And even this morning, one of these trees down here was putting charcoal back down on the ground, so it was scary.
When you guys get out finally and you live there, do you even recognize where you are?
Mm-mm.
No.
Nope. And especially when it hit me that we were like a place I didn't even know, was when we eventually got picked up, and it was when we were driving to the sanctuary at Maui Prep. We were driving by like Waikuli, past the Cannery Mall and all that stuff, and just either direction you looked was just gone. Completely either up in flames or at that point just coal.
So you just emerged to a whole different universe.
Completely. And then once we were at, I think it was the post office or police station, like that area, that's where it was like, we finally felt safe. Like there was such a sigh of relief. We got on the bus, and there's even a picture I took of Milo and my mom sitting together smiling. Like we were just like feeling pure relief, nothing else. No thinking about our house or the material possessions.
Milo, are you okay?
I'm all good, yeah.
Okay. How's your breathing?
We were thinking about him while we were in the water because we knew he did, work in Lahaina.
I didn't even think about that until you just said it.
What?
That you guys were thinking I was in town.
Yeah.
I didn't even realize that.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah,
I didn't know
Milo's.
that. I didn't realize that's why you were worried about me, because I forgot. You guys didn't know I wasn't going to work that day.
What's it like hearing it?
That was just now. This is the first time I've heard that, and it's like kind of heartbreaking for me to understand now why he was worried about me, because he thought I was in that, which that would have been hard for me to get out of there too. It is funny that I kept thinking of running in the ocean. Well, they can run to the ocean. If anything, you can usually outrun something that's going to be like that and run to the ocean. I thought they could at least run to the ocean.
In my group of that 24, 25, I think was the head count. I think everyone made it, but there were a lot of people in that water who did not.
Like, at least they're here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. That's all that matters.
Yeah.
If you hadn't have gone through it personally, would you think the story is like real?
Probably not.
Yeah. I was thinking about that while I was telling this story to a few people. I'm like, I know this sounds like I'm exaggerating, but like you can see from the videos, like that's why I'm glad I took them, because a lot of people, like especially on the mainland, have trouble grasping how intense it was. And I've heard a lot of people talk about this fire compared to California fires. The thing that's special and crazy about this one is we have way less resources, we're landlocked, and it affected, like a whole town burned out, not a portion of a town, a whole town and more. Lahaina is completely burned.